everybody. Welcome back. Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset. Appreciate everybody joining us. As John Jones Real Estate. Nobody sells homes like John. Going to roll back down to Alabama. Going to talk to my good friend, head coach of the Albertville Aggies, head coach Bert Browne. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Man, I'm good. How about you? It's good to know that my best friend John Jones is sponsoring your show.
Yeah, he is our flagship sponsor and our only sponsor. We don't try to clutter up the broadcast on Friday, and he's good to me, Coach. He's been right with me ever since I started the broadcast. We got together and he said, "I want to be the only sponsor," and I said, "You can," and here's the price. So he agreed, and I agreed, and no, I don't try to beat him up too bad, but. He's good to me,
Yeah.
and when
Yeah.
I present the bill, you know what? I mean, like 2 days later, there's a check in the mail, so he don't gripe about it. He don't ask, and I think he appreciates me taking care of all the logistics and just keeping his name out there and keeping him involved in the community in high school football.
Well, he's one of my best friends in the world. He was my right tackle when I was playing quarterback at Tech, and I know he really uh, loves what you do and knows that it helps out kids and it brings light to high school football, man.
Well, I enjoy it, and we get out, and boy, we had a big trip this past Friday night as we went up to Indiana and saw some really nice facilities at Center Grove, and it was a good trip, and 5 hours, 312 miles, but we went up there and they had an elevator in the press box. I mean, it was pretty cool, Coach.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you kind of got involved in a little something this past Thursday night, and you come away with a loss. But your team learned a lot about you. It was 34-6 against Arab, but sounded like to me, and I was just listening to a audio broadcast, but and I'm allowed to say it, but didn't seem like the Aggies it got the calls they needed at certain times, and of course I couldn't see it, so I don't know. I'm not beating anybody up, but at the same time, young football club, and you were a little tired. It seemed like based on the broadcast in the second half, but boy, they sure did play hard, didn't they?
We did, and we had 65 yards in penalties, man. We just beat ourselves at, we two third and fives or less, we jump off sides on defense. And, you're just giving them a first down. There was only one call that I felt like was a bad call, and it was a 3rd and 13 corner route that we played great coverage. Two kids did. And, some of these high school officials watch the NFL, and, it's not the same rules, man. You can face guard in high school. And our kids played it like we teach it, and they didn't turn around to play the ball. They got their hands up right there in the corner of the end zone, and one of them knocked it down, and they called us for pass interference, and that gave them a first down and the ball inside the 15, I think, and a couple of plays later they scored instead of having a 4th and 13. It's early in the game, and for our football team, we have to have some good things go early. Something good has to happen early for us because we're so young. We got 9 seniors, 9 juniors, and about 26 sophomores. And, we're playing some freshmen. And these kids have been beat down over the last couple of years, I think, with some browbeating by some guys, some coaches that are no longer here. And, so that's why our junior and senior class isn't very big. But we're making strides, I think. But we just played a great, Arab, I think, made it 3rd round last year. Lee Osmond does a great job over there, and they've got a heck of a football team. So, you would like to have been able to start with somebody that, hadn't made the playoffs in 6 years or something. But, especially if it was taking over a football program that's won 2 games in 2 years. But our kids did play extremely hard.
Yeah, and it seemed like your quarterback was starting to get settled. He made a couple of plays and was able to move the ball a little bit here and there, and get a little bit of a confidence in himself.
Yeah, and Dez, this is his first game ever playing quarterback. And Dez is elusive. He can run, and he had a big long run, and he got up. And the bad thing about the NFL, guys can do, spin the ball and do that kind of thing. And Dez did it. He had about a 20-yard run, got us a big first down, and got up and spun the ball, and they called him for a 15-yard penalty. So
Ah,
that killed the drive. Um, and he's very competitive, and guys are talking smack to him, and he wants to talk back to him. And I put my arm around him, and I said, Dez, I talked a little smack too. I said, but as a quarterback, when you do that, you got to be able to turn it off and turn it on. You can't just get it all fired up, about it. You can't do those things. And so it was a great learning experience for him. I thought he played really well for the first time ever playing, in front of probably 6,000 people. Their stadium is not as big as ours. We're gonna, we've got a big one this week. I think it's the 88th edition of the Backyard Brawl, Boaz versus Albertville, and there's going to probably be 8,000 people at that one, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. But for him to play in a big atmosphere like that, first game ever out, I thought he did very well.
how did you feel like the kids responded to you? And as you looked back on it, and even though it was a loss and everything, just to your style of football, and like you said, maybe some of the previous coaches wasn't wasn't as encouraging as you'd like for them to be, and leave a good taste in their mouth, whether you win or lose. How did you feel like, Coach, when you stepped back? I mean, did you feel like your first step as a football coach in a live game, that you got what you wanted out of it yourself?
Yeah, I think I wanted them to play hard. I was concerned about our special teams. They kick a pooch punt to us, and I'd be dang if we don't let it hit the ground and run away from it. Or I'm sorry, not a pooch punt. They they kicked a pooch kickoff, and we ran away from it like it was a rattlesnake. And they got it, and that killed us. It was right after their second touchdown, or their first touchdown. And the first series of the game, they have a long drive. We have a goal line stand inside the two, and get a first down and get it out of there, and then punt the ball about 6 yards, and they go in and score, and just things like that.
Yeah, when you only
can't have
punted 6 yards. Yeah, when you only punted 6 yards. Oh man, there's not a whole lot to start with, is there, Coach? I mean, you didn't flip the field, and punting is an offensive play.
No. Well, yeah, and then you couple that with jumping off sides on 3rd and 5 when we got momentum on our side, and we just give them a first down, and 2 plays later score a touchdown. And that's the thing that happens. And I've done it a few times now, taking over some programs that haven't been very good. And that's kind of the learning curve there of mistakes like that. And that, you can't make those mistakes, especially if you're not ultra talented. I mean, you can give up 65 yards in penalties if you got 5 or 6 big time players, because they can make some things happen for you. But we can't afford to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like you said, talk to the fans, because I'm unfamiliar with with this backyard brawl, but you do have the Boaz Pirates, and they're 0-1, but that doesn't make any difference. This seems like it's a big game. It's a non-region game, but still, as you said, all your non-region games are just as tough as your region game. So there's no homecomings on your schedule for Albertville.
No, I think we're a lot of people's homecoming. uh, I mean, and that, I told the kids, I said, if you want to earn respect, work your tail off and win football games. I mean, and But this is a huge game. I think our schools are about 6 miles apart,
Okay.
and maybe not even that, maybe 5. And and then we got another one here at Gunnersville that's 8 miles away from us. That's the oldest rivalry in the state of Alabama. We played them the last game of the year, and so those are always packed games. And I told the kids this morning, I said, I'm jealous, man. I'm so jealous that I can't play in the game.
Yeah, you want to get out there. Yeah, you want to get out there, man.
Those,
I know you.
those are the games that you live to play, you know.
Yeah, and it's hard to explain that to them, but I mean, they're going to know it when they get put the uniform on, put the Aggie uniform on, and I will tell you this: in listening to the broadcast, the announcers and the radio crew, they all gave you very good high compliments, and they were very impressed with. They were just, they said maybe the score and maybe, but Bert Browne is what we needed, and we're headed in the right direction. So, I will tell you this, your broadcast team of the local radio was giving you kudos as you were out there trying your best to get those kids to win that ball game.
Well, I appreciate those guys. Right before I come on with you, I have a radio show from 6 to 7 here, and so it's one of them. It's one of those deals where those are some good guys. They're Albertville guys. They want to see Albertville do great. We're trying to build young men, and that's just the bottom line. There, we're trying to get these guys to, teach them some life lessons, and hopefully that's going to help them down the road and make them better and stronger men. So it's like pulling teeth sometimes when teenagers are so used to being able to do something and being able to kind of do their own thing, and you come in and you say, well, this is how it's going to be done, and some guys have fallen by the wayside that didn't make it with us, but these kids will be stronger for it.
Well, do they know about Stork Vision and Inside the Headset? Are they aware of our little show?
They are.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's
They
good.
are.
I always appreciate the media. The more the media, the better. And I'm glad that they're supporting you and everything. Coach, we wish you the best of luck Friday night, and I hope you come away with a win against the Boaz Pirates.
Well, I appreciate it, man. We just need to clean our game up, and some good things need to happen for us early. That's for sure.
Well, I did hear the band play, and I do know you got a good band and everything, and hopefully we can get some of those kids come out for football next year.
Listen, there's 2 offensive tackles in that band now. I mean, there's 2 big old boys. There's several. We got 400 kids in our band.
I know it. I heard it through the audio broadcast. I did. But
you're going to hear it in the next state if you listen.
Yeah, I tell you.
It's something.
Yeah. Well, good luck Friday night. Come away with the win. Stay injury-free, and go Aggies.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
See you. Bye.
We'll see.